timed. Even for me, that was well timed. Yeah, that's we just got to 100% just as we went live. So yeah, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream. So, if anyone has noticed, on YouTube, I think Discord as well. Have I put it on Discord yet? Probably not. There'll be energy drinks. That is so yeah. The code's there if you want it. Nightbot, Streamlabs. Streamlabs has had a bit of an update, hence the audio background every time there's a message sent. But yeah, the top bits. So yeah, we are on Whitcombe Park. I want to keep saying Whitcombe Park, but yeah. So I have been doing quite a lot of stuff on Ox's map, off camera. Now, I made a video on Tuesday evening, because there's been an update to the map, and it's quite a good update. The first thing that I'm going to hit on is, there's an issue down here. There still is a bit of an issue. If you go too far away, the fences disappear. Yeah. The main thing is the bulk tanks are here. When you get close to them, they don't disappear. There was another issue, and it was at the grain mill. And the issue was you couldn't tip any grains into this side whatsoever. It wouldn't accept anything. There was no tip trigger. But I'm happy to say that has been fixed and everything's working, as you can see by the amount of stuff we have in storage. I have another 2 pallets, I'll fly up to add to my single pallet over there. Okay, Nightbot sent me a message making sure that everybody's subscribed to the channel. Yeah, and it was, I think that's been fixed as well. I know there was something fixed around, so no, it must be the same. Was there anything else I noticed? Oh yeah, Windmill Museum, Grain Elevator Museum is on this map, because I can't find it. I'm finding the collectibles, don't get me wrong. There's a lot, if you're hunting for them, there's a lot in the sheds there, and there's about four or five in one of the sheds there. There's a couple in our farmhouse, the phone at the pub. There's a couple in the town here and there. But that's it. I can't find any others. I'm sure about 14 of them. Should I have done a video to show where they are? Yes. But I wasn't actually hunting for them at the time when I found them. So yeah. I probably once the map comes out fully, do another series on it. Maybe a couple of videos just showing where stuff is. But yeah, it's still straw distance textures. But everything so far is working now. So yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Oh yeah, I cut off. So these grass fields then, bottom 60, 61, 59, 54 were turned into grass, same field 50. Apart from the grass, I only have 3 fields left to have as poppies. So yeah, 48 is potatoes, potatoes, spuds, whatever you want to call them, and 49 is sog. So we'll do chicken food out with sorghum. It's one of those crops that's not really worth. I don't think worth doing. Um, but I went mould last night off camera, and I started tedding. I think I've done um, at the top of field 44. The engine going. There's a mod that I'm thinking of brings in the real temperatures of vehicles that makes you have to wait a couple of minutes for the machines to heat up before they fully become serviceable. Oh, top efficiency. Is that the right word? There's another few good mods that have came out the past week or stuff that's yeah needs a bit of a tweak here and there. Watching Go Harvest mod videos, FS25.net with the vet mod. It, I think is okay to get the gist of what it is. I wanted to give it another couple of weeks to see if it comes to. I'm not a big fan on bringing in third party mods, as you know. But when they work, mods are still working on them, and they've really only been released on a third party site. You know, he does have his own in-house team, but when Mark's ready for play and allows creators, game players, basically to break his map. That's the main, the real reason why anybody put it out would still be worked on is, you want players to play on it, who have got the time to play on it, who really don't really know the background of the map, if that makes sense. Or, okay, you've watched my channel, you know that's exactly what I do. I like breaking maps. I like pushing the map, I like pushing the game to its breaking point. It's meant to be a simulator. Come on, keep quiet. But there needs a little bit of a kick up the arse and maybe a rocket inserted with its undo chip. Years and years and years ago. I think when 22 came out, I wrote to Giants and actually asked them, can we have realistic animal husbandry? So that, we can have a vet, we can administer stuff, tag, stock, basically do the welfare side of farm. Because it's not just wanted to give it agriculture when he left school years ago. full pickle, and possibly Clutch. I think Clutch has got agricultural background. Obviously, Golan, and they're sim players. They enjoy playing the game, making the general public aware where your food comes from, and especially at a young age, producing food at this level. So it's not just we plant a field of crops and that's it. There's farms that do nothing but livestock. So they could go 2 years without making any money, 3 years without making money, depending on what they're actually doing. Agricultural side that really makes a profit, or not, but you can forget the eggs. Eggs, obviously, you can make that weekly. But poultry industry that raises and grows and finishes chickens for chicken, basically. Whether it be whole chicken, chicken breast, chicken nuggets, chicken liver. Yeah, I know in the UK, having worked in that industry, 8 weeks, depending on how fast chickens will grow and welfare, basically. If there was an issue, we had to get them out, we had to get them out. A dog's body. Yeah, it wasn't really my duties were. They decided at short notice that they would change my duties without telling me, and expected me to be a mind reader. What pissed me off even more was they knew what my background was, and they brought somebody else in who was brought in as a manager, but then told that he was to do all my jobs. Yeah, basically felt as if I was just wasting my time going into work every day. And during the turnarounds, I was the only person who was actually dealing with stuff. Literally, I was the only person who was dealing with stuff. So I didn't just have my stuff to deal with, but I had the contractors to deal with. What was fine until every time you turned your back, they just, I had my manager coming to me going, "Where are these guys?" Fuck knows. Actually, fuck knows. They keep disappearing, but they power washed the lights. The last time I checked, water and electric didn't work. Don't go. Let's say to turn around a building was 2 sheds, because it's a shed either side with a control room in the middle. Inside the control room, you normally have with the hoppers dropping in. I'm not going to say the word. It was okay, and you could turn the 2 sheds round in about a day, depending on who you had on mucking out duty with the skid steer, and then how fast the power washing. board got in to start power washing. So it takes to get on all that. The rest of the week, because you only get 7 days to turn around, and then you get truckloads of baby chicks coming in. About 2 days, 3 days old, and everything's got to be ready for them coming in. So if something goes wrong, you only have if you spend those 3 days running about trying to find faults with the electrics because some stupid person decided it was a smart idea to power wash a light fitting, and then we have to spend 3 days tidying up after them, tracing electrical faults, changing fuses, and then we have to get out of the shed, disinfect it. We can't. So before we disinfect, you put in the bales of shavings, sawdust. Everything's disinfected. We then go in the day before, the morning of the chicks come in, and cover the whole lot in the small area that we're putting them in. We shave. The rest of the shavings are then opened up, and the chicks once they're what's the thing? You do, but it all comes down to the owners of the farms. If you've got good owners who own the poultry farm, who own the poultry setup, who are around the units, an interest in the animal health, the interest in the workers, and so on. When you get people who couldn't be a flying fuck about really anything, all they're interested in is the money, putting the books, and you've got a problem. And because they're the ones doing blood, sweat and tears. And then you get the setups who really don't care. They bring in staff who doubt them and welfare care taken into account. Luckily in the UK we don't have as many the UK food meat production side of things is one of the highest in the world, if not the highest. We're a part of the European Union. It also is common sense. I think that I've worked in a lot of farms over the years, and one of the things that really, really pisses me off is when you get an inspection and you have to tidy, you're made to tidy the farm up, basically, as if it's a show home. That it's a working farm. There's going to be sheep shite, cow shite, pig shite, but if you get some doesn't know one end of a sheep to the other, or one end of a shed to the other, that's when you start getting problems. Because rubbish should not lying about. There shouldn't be food on the ground. DMR mixing on the ground, which is fine because it's only there for about 24 hours. What I'm talking about is grains. The cake, the dark grains, the bar, the feed pulp, basically. Being left for weeks, months on end, on the ground, having access to it. And that, but you should be showing the farm as a working farm. You know, just tidying it up, just so it looks good. It comes across to me, having worked in the industry, that you're actually trying to hide something. Luckily, the farms I've worked on, we haven't had anything to hide. Everything's been done properly, but it's the same when you go for an interview at our farms, and they've tidied the place up, especially for you to go. And then you started doing 2 weeks later, it's a fucking looks as if a bomb's been off in the place. Because none of your colleagues are interested in the state of tide. And there's a lot of things going about just now, and especially in the UK, that's called accident rate. Most of that's called the lack of common sense. But it needs to be changed. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't teach children, because they just ain't going to learn. I had one that was supervising at an event, and I explained to the person he was getting at this point. It was a hot day, and I mean a hot day. It's about 26, 27 centigrade in Scotland. And well, and yeah, it was one of those days where anything could go wrong that day, won't go wrong. And when you've got somebody that just won't understand what you're trying to say, and describe to them how to do something. It's the task that he was actually asked to do is so stupid I can't even remember what it was. Top my head. It might have been sorting the rope out, or sorting signs, or picking the rope up, or doing something. It was the point where a 5-minute-old baby could do the job. It was that simple. I looked at the guy and I was like, yeah, turned back to the guy that was, was trying to take out stupid at all. And I turned around to the guy and was like, do you want me to explain the layman's terms? Turned around to the other guy who was, I mean, you just completely disbelieved that this guy is, he was the same age as the other guy. And I turned around and I went, basically, the simple way to explain to you what layman's terms is, I speak to you as if you're a child. And I explain stuff to you as if you're a child. Oh yeah, you don't need to do that. It's like, well, and I don't have time to go through it about another 20 times. Hold your hand whilst you do it at the first 10 minutes. I don't have time. Yeah, had the phone going off, had the radio going off, yeah. Situations where everything just got through at me, and why I done it for so many years, I don't know. I'm not. One week was fun, and then I went doing build up, park down, running all that kind of carry on. It was okay until you get to the point, if they'd said you could have all done in about 2 days, but the fact that everybody fucked off, you really need an extra week just to get stuff tidied up properly. And yeah, I reminds people, if we've got access to the field for the event, I want to hand that field back the way that we've got it, the way that we've been given that field. Whether that comes from my cultural background, I don't know. Whether it comes from my construction background, finishing a job off and handing it back in the same condition, or better than the condition that you started the job. What I mean by that is, if you went in to fix a drain, you fix the drain in order to drain out. You've put the common sense into code. That's what is missing at the minute from some of the organisers out here. They just, all they're interested in is what they're organising. They're not interested in area back to the owners, back to the department, back to whatever, in the same condition as what it was when they were given access to it. And they wonder why people get paid off with them, and everyone else within that company was getting pissed off with what was going on. And then a new team taking over for the new place. I definitely wouldn't be doing it. As much as, I like the team that I work with. We're friends and all that. Just very, very close to what actually was going on. Don't get me wrong, when we worked as a team, it was a good team. Everybody knew exactly what they were doing. Bearing in mind, we've been a team for like 10 years at this point. Which, especially the way I was being treated as if I didn't know what I was talking about. Especially during the build, the part down, that side of things, where the site's classified as a construction site. I had read them and trying to explain to them the difference between a daily sign-in sheet and a site deduction sheet was literally like pulling hen's teeth. A lot easier than explaining to this person. One of the other team there backing me up. I was in that point of mood that I was actually ready to just turn around, fuck your event, up your fucking arse, because I'm no longer interested. You've pushed me to screws. But yeah, we had a team. My first year was a team of 8 people. Because it's really only the last couple of years that they actually started taking jobs off me because everything that I was doing. What was fine, the workload's being reduced off of me, it was fine. But the fact that they've done it without actually turning around to me going, we're going to do this to help you, and just, do work was a bit. Trying to say. But yeah, came to me at the beginning of the year. Same to me. We want to take some of the strain off of you and do it this week for this year. Instead of that, they've got me doing everything else but what I used to do. So it actually made I was just doing the work of 3 or 4 other people. And then, it's fine when, but when you're trying to hand a site back, especially in the last one, you're not. That was my will. I want to hand this place back as if we were never here. Take the bulk of the stuff away. When we put machines through the job. And yeah. you try and help people out and you get no thanks for it. Because you won't get any thanks in return. And frankly, there is times that is very, very true. Frequent than it should be. Close until they get brainwashed against me and all that. And then got told that there's somebody else that, and then by the end of that week, regards. They don't. And that yeah. Trying to be able at the same time and getting all my jobs done and helping other people out at the same time. Like, I still get one of my jobs, and I like some people. But that's, it took 2 years for team leader to actually realise what was actually going on. And unfortunately, it was the last year who the actual problem was. And by that point, I really had enough of the crap that I was getting. And then what actually finished me off was the Sunday evening. All the trade stands are going home, and I'm trying to clear a gateway so we can get a vehicle turned. And instead of being allowed the space to move the vehicle so we could get it turned around, get it into where it should be, so they could get hoses away, one of my colleagues decided it was a smart idea over the top of it. And you just like, wait a second. I'm standing in the middle of the road, I'm trying to deal with a truck that I need to get turned around. And you're sending vehicles through a single gateway that I need to get this truck reversed through. I've already parked vehicles out the way, and you've got them coming towards me. Fuck off. He turns around and goes, I got some this phone to get turned round and send him back out the bottom drive. They can go out that way. But what? They can go out that way. No, I got told that to go out there. And then the guy just starts literally shouting, swearing at me in public, in front of trade stands, in front of members of the public, leaving sight. And it's just like, I don't have to. just turns up a week, doesn't know anything what they're doing at all, and you've yourself, held out, got the truck, held out, got the truck. I'm just going to be bed. I'll see you in the morning. I'm just going to be bed. I'll see you in the morning. But actually, it hasn't. If you go into Discord, so let me just deal with that. Just commands. What I've done is I've put the Discord link in as well. Link is now up as well. If you're my Discord. I am aware that we need to do ETS2 at some point. What's happening? By all means, if you think, double check myself. By all means, if you think, double check myself. Yeah, I mean, so yeah. Had chance yet to order. Stuff from them. Got a couple of things. It's not going to be a 5 minute. Got the 24 hour, and even though it's going ahead, given the current fuel prices in the UK being up still way. Sorry, can I say that out loud? Oh dear, what a shame. Decision has been made. It's been made. The event won't be taking place anytime soon. On top of that, sugar beet resin, which 90% of Labour's current plan very quickly to mind. If you know, you know. That was up so. Be interesting to know how many of those subscribers. So my plan was, and probably still. Is to get this. Possibly, and it was grab the Marseille, take it from there. I think this is. And the reason I'm calling it a beef cattle shed is It only holds 50. So what I'm going to do, so we'll do that now. So it says on it, triggers at the top. So my N 1, 22 is on it, triggers at the top. So my N 1, 29, 30, 31, 126. So I've got 21 there, times that with 2's, so factor. Just around the shed tell me. YouTube's handling hissing as usual. YouTube's handling hissing as usual. Handling hissing as usual. Game pause. Game pause. I need to build a shed. Shed actually in. Here. But I really like to put something else down here. Right. But it's gonna have to be this shed. There's a soup. I don't need that. I don't need that. I do need this. I do need this. I am going to put golden juice. There's no way I'm getting out. There's no way I'm getting out of that way. That's the first bit. That's the first bit we don't. That's great. No, really like something. Oh, we've also got fast wrap. Oh, we've also got fast wrap. Fast start the other one I've got to go is front into position 2. It tells you what I need in time. That's the part. What I need in time. That's the part. It is really, 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 really. Pan it up, you squeeze it down. Pan it up, you squeeze it down. Hold it up. Hold it up. Do, recall, do, recall. But anyway, let's get show review. I don't think we're going to get all the fields selected in this live stream. That I can quite happily. I'm going to have to get all the fields selected in game. So yeah. I don't have any normal operations to do on this map at this point in time. This map gets released for more, but I don't know if it's going to be a new state alignment or we'll find recent just middle of the month, middle of May. No new game state was required. Marked down, it is quite a big one. But yeah, that is the FS25 Dubby version. So that and any updates I posted for this game goes onto that 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 link stays the same for the update, if that makes sense. I didn't wait maybe 3 days before there was an update. So yeah, or maybe I'll update, whatever it was. Oh, was there a little bit of texture correction there? Yeah. So, a bit too dark, too fast. And it's nothing to do with the map itself, it's the giant white box. I know you used to look at this. So the other is bomb mode. You really need to get the textures fixed in this map. It's nothing to just raw textures. Yeah, most stuff now, stuff's the just anyway. The DLC, I was fishing DLC available or going to do Valley Road. I haven't been on that one for like 3 weeks. Once I lock you'll be the only reason we have Ford Ranger is basically it's one more. Yeah, it's quite a lot better than the Lizard. I still believe the Lizard picked up that. Could be completely wrong, it may end up being like a VW armor or something like that. But anyway, the plan is may only be a short run you get, it may be a short run, I don't know, okay? It'll depend on how I'm feeling, and if the game now, it's hard enough to upload I think we would do back in Glasgow, so we can see what we can do. This one, doing silence is actually quite nice. Not too steep, special for the garden. Go for 100, go for 200. Yeah, we only have one tractor. Really finished tractor. Two tractors out there. And a couple of tractors. Mill shed. Turn them on. Mill shed. Turn them on. But yeah. And then that keeps everyone. And then that keeps everyone. It's just beats. I'm toying with the idea about the highly efficient PLC. Yeah. Well. I think I might have it. But yeah. If you believe in yeah, because I feel just quite next people. But since we put them out the yard, up the road, is kind of moving out. That's what I mean. Just for us. PC unit, part mod, PC unit, part mod. And actually break them up, note. Don't redo it there. Don't redo it there. Even if my phone YouTube. So get this view. Again. Whatever it is. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Yeah, the potato field. 27. Yeah, the potato field. 7. Jones. To put in right, what it was, okay. So it's just not. No, it wasn't. What was that? Oh, what was that? Oh, it was. Oh, tricky. I know. At least we, I know. At least we did it. We did it. Oh, wife. I actually haven't eaten it today. And I got on what map I do not know. I'm not well doing what so part of the trap is bad. I may need to move that to the other one. So let's say the Amiibo park is driving up outside the house. And we'll go and get some food. So yeah, I will leave you there. Actually, I'm going to go and get some food. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Feel free. If you want to check, not driving. The is not part of the code. Remove the from the code. Not driving. The is not part of the code. Remove the from the code. The is not part of the code. Remove the from the code. To check that the shirts. To check that the shirts. Couple seconds. So once again, guys.